Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tell Me Why. It is episode 7, and last time something happened at the end. We're nice to Tessa. You know, everything happened. We're nice with Tessa. We were flirting with Michael. But at the end, we realized that Marianne was having was having an affair with someone, and maybe Allison's been remembering things wrong, because in the last episode, Marianne said that she was going to she said, "I'm going to kill you," to the guy she's having an affair on, probably the father of Allison and Tyler. But that "I'm gonna kill you" sounded exactly like the "I'm gonna kill you" from On the Docks. So something may be happening with how they're remembering things. So this is the first episode of chapter 3.
Look at this. What do you think? Should we give it a shot?
I think the crafty goblins have one more hatch to sneak through.
Let's go.
Such an amazing game. Atmospheric storytelling, beautiful, it's amazing. But yeah, someone tried to burn down the barn the last episode. Completely forgot. Oh, you're probably wondering about my hair. I just took a shower. Don't worry about it. Was that the ending of the second chapter? No, we've already been seeing the ending of the second chapter. I remember the ending. Okay. That was the Wild Huntsman.
Once upon a time, in a deep and ancient forest, crafty goblins faced the truth about the darkness in the big wooden house.
This is the recap episode.
It had come for the wise princess, driving her mad and causing her to attack them.
When they started asking questions about the princess in the darkness, the goblins realized that no one else in the forest wanted to know the truth.
So they dug and searched and asked hurtful questions.
Oh, look, it's the Phoenix
learning
jacket.
More about the wise princess than they had ever hoped to.
But the search took its toll. The darkness was proving too much for Sister Goblin, and yet Brother Goblin kept diving deeper and deeper until Sister Goblin finally said, "Enough."
That's right.
And that was how the goblins found themselves separated again, hurt and confused, with so many unanswered questions and too many opened wounds.
I like how this is a choice-based game, but it's not strictly choice-based, you know? It goes pretty much how you expect it to go. Right? My chapter 3,
Allison, wake up.
starts off the exact same as everyone else's chapter 3, I think. I mean, if you chose all the mean answers, they might be off on worse terms. Oh, are we on the moon? No. Who are you? Is that Marianne? You know, I originally didn't like Marianne because of how they always described her in the first hour.
You killed me.
God. Horrible. Why is the Wild Huntsman there? Killed your mother. You will end up like me. Is this Slender Man? Collect them all. There's only supposed to be 8 of them. She's walking out. There's fire, there's embers. The walls are breathing. Oh my god. Definitely gonna be using
She could
thumbnail
only go
material.
forward and find a new place for herself in this world, where she was no longer truly a princess in a tiara and a beautiful gown, but a wan woman, alone in a deep and ancient wood.
That's beautiful. Look at the colors. Oh, that's less beautiful.
You killed me.
She wasn't on the floor like that.
You killed me!
Wow. Oh my god. I think my thumbnail is probably going to come from that. Those were a lot of really nice sequences. Oh my god. Imagine. Oh my god. I can't imagine. Oh my god, I love how each chapter is like its own movie. They're not gonna like cold open, start it. No, it's just... ugh. And I love the goblin theme. I really do. You know, I've never actually mentioned that, but I really love the goblin theme. Hey, Eddie. I'm gonna be less anal about trying to find a thumbnail because I already found my thumbnail. Oh, I didn't oh. She needs to go to therapy. She never properly got adjusted to, like, killing her mother. The thing is, if you've been stabbed and you have a gun, usually you'd shoot the person who stabbed you if you were gonna kill them anyways. Right? But no, she was like, I'm okay. I'm okay. She was trying to calm down her children, right? Because obviously, if your mom's got hurt, you're gonna freak out. Right? Not what the bubbles would look like. But I don't know. Is it... what is this running on? What's the bubble engine looking like? Is this the past? Yeah, it is. This is the room we start off in. I remember that eye. Morning. I started collecting the documents you need for your rental application. Left the file for downstairs on the kitchen counter. If you're still coming to meet Dee for lunch, you can drop off the documents and I'll make some copies for you. Take it easy today, Uncle Eddie. My famous buckwheat waffles are slowly growing cold in the kitchen.
He's right. Time to get my shit together.
Do a little darts first.
There's not enough concealer in the world to erase the night I had.
Was that a current
to know I look
the
just
dream
as
we
bad
had in
as
the
I
beginning?
feel.
The dream we had in the beginning. Is that a current dream or a dream that I had whenever I
could
was
do my
in
laundry.
this place?
Ugh. Maybe later.
In my boiler? Such a cozy little room. It's not
Wish
pretty
I
much-
could just book a one-way ticket to the other side of the world. How did we go from being so alike to total opposites? I gotta think about something else.
The grave risen. Yes.
Now would be a good time to stop smoking and maybe do a detox for
Oh, I
12.
smoke? Oh. I'm not judging.
I guess I'll have to start fresh with these in Juneau.
Where's Juno? What is Juno?
I never imagined Uncle Eddie was hiding so many things from me. I could use a Michael pep talk.
So is this after? Why am I here? Did I go stay here because I didn't want to... I thought this was like a previously on. Mainly because Eddie's taking care of me.
What the? I should probably eat something. God, I feel so weak.
Also, we're playing as Allison now. Yeah.
He doesn't like this kind of attention, but
Dear Chief
he
Brown,
really
thank you
does
so much
much
for
for the
bringing our children
community.
home safe last weekend. Without you, they might have gotten behind the wheel, and who knows what could have happened to them or anyone else. We'll always be grateful for your wisdom. Thanks again for keeping this off the books. They're good kids who made a mistake, and Lord knows how the police record can compromise a child's future. We know they will remember your words for a long time. Please rest assured that we will do whatever we can to make sure that they understand the extent of what could have occurred, so they can raise awareness among the peers of the community. This is like drinking and driving.
I need to get all that paperwork together. Maybe that'll... I can't really eat anything right now.
What? Look at that. Those look good. Those look so good.
Here's the file. Just need my ID and pay stubs. Okay.
We were family, Allison. How could you do this to me?
Fuck. I've got to think about something else.
We gotta
Focus.
get to Tyler,
ID
alright? Tyler
and pay
can help
stubs.
us. Michael spinning creamery crab hot pot. Saute grated onion and garlic melted butter over low and medium heats. I feel like I was just saying words. I didn't fully comprehend anything I just said. I think I just said a list of ingredients. Eddie's home is cool.
I so don't want to go back to the station. Not after yesterday.
Oh yeah, yesterday didn't we
Must be great to feel
break
like you
and enter?
belong somewhere.
now I'm staying at
Anywhere.
Eddie's. And my ID.
I almost wish the house had burned down last night. Then I'd never have to see it again.
Here's my wallet.
Ah, here's my ID.
How about you just take the wallet?
This place was never much more than a bachelor pad, huh?
That's a really good memory.
There was so much I planned to do. All those sacrifices I made. And how do you repay me?
These aren't
Lying to my
memories.
face? You're not my child. My clan deserves better.
These aren't memories. He never said
Stop
that.
it, Allison. You have to stop torturing yourself. Just grab your pay stubs so you can get the hell out of here.
That's crazy.
What if I just packed a bag and left?
Nope.
Never looked back. God, the world feels so fucking small right now. I've got to find a way to get out of my head.
It does.
I haven't had any time to sketch lately.
Oh, wow, these are some good art sketches. Love the glass.
Allison, please. It's a damn shame.
Shame.
Come on, Allison. Don't start. I wish I thought shooting some hoops would help me forget all this.
It might.
I wonder what Michael would think about all this. Would he even get it?
Is Michael...
I don't feel like listening to anything right now.
You don't want to listen to some... What's some good music?
I wish you could just change your mood as easily as a record.
Oh. Lunch is D Wednesday, don't forget. Okay. What can I interact with?
You swore, Allison.
It's nothing.
I don't think Tyler was ever
This is
here.
nothing. I almost wish the house had burned down last night. Then I'd never have to see it again.
Okay.
There isn't a tea in the world strong enough to melt away this mood I'm in.
Yeah, how do I get the... Whatever am I looking for?
I wish Eddie's mom could have taught me how to do this.
No. Some snow
So
boots.
many months of snow boots ahead. Eddie looked pretty concerned when I came home last night. God, feels like my head's full of screeching monkeys right now.
Ah, what the... Ow. Ow, what?
I'm glad he never pushed me to change my last name.
Okay.
Still can't believe Eddie never told me he was paying for fireweed.
Yeah, he isn't... Eddie's really nice. All things considered, Eddie is really nice. He was doing his job. He didn't want to separate the kids, but he thought it was for the best. Right?
Eddie must have been back and forth to Juneau all the time to these shows before he got stuck here taking care of me.
Whoa, look at that.
Haven't heard him play in a while. It just sits there, a secret keeper in her secret keep.
Well, let me see it.
Maybe there's something in the Book of Goblins that'll help me figure this out.
I should go through and read these. There's just so many. Ooh, wait. The Mad Hunter. Reading this might just tell us who the Mad Hunter is. Why did I think of that before? I'm gonna read this. Because I know you guys aren't... Oh, it's only that long. One sec. Actually, I'll read it. Once upon a time, in a castle just beyond the ancient and deep forest, the Mad Hunter was punished by the God Lady for failing to return the wise princess. For your failure, said the Gold Lady, I will take your left hand. You will return to the ancient and deep forest and hunt the wise princess. If you can bring her back, I will return your hand to you. Fail again, and I will take your right hand. The Mad Hunter cannot hunt with his right hand, but if he lost both his hands, he would never be able to hunt again, and would no longer be a Mad Hunter, but only a madman. So the Mad Hunter returned to the ancient and deep forest, searching with his piercing eye for the wise princess. The crafty goblins were out searching for mischief when they saw the Mad Hunter was on the prowl. We cannot let him find the princess, said the goblins, so they devised a plan. It was wash day, and the princess had hung her beautiful gown out to dry. They stole it from the line and stuffed it full of straw, and then returned to where the Mad Hunter was scouring the paths of the forest. As Mad Hunter turned down the path that would have led him to the big wooden house. The goblins danced the straw princess in and out of view in opposite direction. The ruse worked. The hunter fixed his piercing eye on them and followed. Through the day and into the night, they led him away from the true princess. As night fell, the crafty goblins realized the error of their plan. The mad hunter was now hunting them. If he caught them, he would not be so kind. So they put their heads together to come up with a plan. It did not take them long to realize where they should go. They led the mad hunter to the edge of the deep and icy lake, and when he came into view, they weighed the fake princess down with stones and dropped her into the frigid water, careful not to plunge into the depths themselves, lest the moon hag take her revenge on them. The mad hunter removed his clothing and dove in after the fake princess. He followed the shape of the sinking princess deep into the chilly water, down below where the ice covered the lake's surface. Finally, he caught her. When he spun her towards him, he realized she had no head and that her body was stuffed with straw. And then he felt the slippery fin brush his shoulder as the moon hag loomed overhead. The next morning, the princess went to retrieve her gown from the clothing line and found that it was gone. She immediately suspected the goblins of mischief and called, "Goblins, did you take my gown?" The goblins emerged from their cave and nodded sadly. "Now what will I wear?" asked the princess, sad and angry that she had lost her only dress. "Let's explain," said the goblins. So they told the princess the story of the mad hunter, and then they produced his clothing, which was a bit large for the princess, but much warmer than her beautiful gown. She immediately forgave them. "Thank you, my friends," she said, "for rescuing me. For this clothing, which will keep me much warmer than the winter than my beautiful gown." The mad hunter was forced to remain below the lake with the moon hag. But she did not kill him, because even reduced to just one hand, he was too useful of a servant. Lo, he plotted the day he would emerge to once again hunt the wise princess and earn back to his left hand. The story of how the crafty goblin rescued the wise princess from the mad hunter. That was a cute story. A really cute story. I'm glad I read it. I might go back and read these stories just like on my own.
This is personal.
Oh, then I guess I shouldn't read it.
Marianne, what's going on with you lately? If you need help...
Okay, focus. I'm still missing some
Some of
things.
these aren't actually.
Stop sulking.
Some of these aren't memories.
Come on, Allison. Don't start.
Fish.
The paperwork's not down there.
Okay. To whom am I concerned in regards to their current retail? Boring stuff. What am I
All
looking
my
for?
recent pay stubs should be in that folder in my room.
Thanks. Okay, thank you. Folder in my room.
I told him I wanted to stop messing with those memories, but he wouldn't listen.
Brother, sister.
Wait,
we
is
look
he
out
messing
for
with
each
these
other.
memories? Is that him?
That's what you said. But you don't mean what you say, do you? They're just words. You left me, Allison, all alone and scared.
She did not. Tyler has confirmed this, that Allison's doubt is getting to you.
What the hell is wrong with me?
Allison's doubt is what is
Not here.
going on. Where's the pay stubs? Hi, Tyler. I know I've been talking on the phone a while, and I think it's mostly my fault. I'm so sorry. So I'm sorry. I've just been wrapped up in my own problems. Sometimes I forget that you aren't that far away. Senior has been the worst ever. I dated this guy for a few months, Bobby. Hopefully you don't remember him. Only to realize that he was a total jerk who didn't give about to me. I don't know why it took me so long to figure that out, or why I let it take over my entire school year. I honestly feel so stupid. But I also feel stupid for being stupid. Anyway, I think what I'm trying to say is life sucks without you. I miss you. I miss your presence. I miss talking in our voice. Do you want to come to my graduation party next Friday? Nothing amazing, but we'll have dinner with Uncle Eddie and some neighbors. Tessa might swing by. I'd really love it if you were there. I realize now I could have just invited. I could just call and invite you. I don't know why I'm writing a letter, but maybe with all the time apart, I've forgotten how to communicate with you. Sorry. Is this it? It has to be.
Here they are.
Finally! Alright.
Okay. I think I've got everything I need for the application. Where's that coming from? Where did I leave my phone last night? The ringing seems to be coming from downstairs. I don't think there's any reason my phone would have ended up here.
Yeah, I don't know, but it felt like it... Downstairs? Why would you be down in the basement? Creepy. I'll just keep taking so many pictures. The Marianne.
My dove. Only thieves and monsters hide in the dark. Fly back to the light, Allison. What the?
What does that mean? Hey, Mom? What's that mean?
No. I cannot deal with you right now. What's it doing here?
Yeah, pick it up.
Hey, Dee.
Nice mask.
Finally. I was starting to get worried. Why didn't you pick up?
Yeah, sorry. I didn't have my phone on me.
Okay. Well, I just wanted to make sure we were still on for lunch.
Yeah.
Hopefully you
of
guys
course.
can't see my knees.
I'm getting ready right now.
That so? Because it kind of
Just have
sounds
my
like
feet
I
in my
woke you up.
chair.
That's just how I sound. But anyways, I still have a few things to do before I can leave, but I'll be there.
All right, hun. See you soon.
Get it together, Allison. Come on.
Yeah, get it together.
Grab the file, get dressed, and head out. Or... I've got enough time to carve something for Dee.
Make a gift. Obviously make a gift. I tried carving. Actually, I have a carving of my own right here. It's a little Hollow Knight guy. Look at him. Dapper. I made that. And I painted it too. I think it's pretty cool. I played Hollow Knight. I played a lot of it, a decent amount, but it was hard, so I wasn't able to get far enough. And also, I don't have enough video editing, nor do I know how to video edit. To make it so because I don't complete the bosses first try, right? What? I did that? That's incredible. It's insane.
I've been pretty grinchy about Christmas since I came here.
Can I talk to Tyler like this? Or is there
And
a
he
range?
tries so hard.
Your tie.
Tyler and I should bike around the lake when we've patched things up.
Yeah. Alright, let's get dressed. Or get the door. Is this Tyler? No.
Morning.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Allie.
Hey, Michael.
Hey. Hi, guys. What are you doing here?
Tessa and I were worried after you called in sick last night. She's busy at the cafe, but she sent over some coconut cake, since you won't be making it in for lunch.
That's nice, Tom. Thanks.
I'm gonna head on inside. Freezing my butt off out here.
Coconut cake?
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Tom.
Is Tyler not around today?
We had a fight.
We had a fight. I think we just needed to get out of each other's hair for a little bit.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Tom sounds like a nice
You were
person.
so happy he was coming home.
Oh, it's okay. We'll get over it.
I really hope so. So, Tessa told me a little bit about what happened at the cemetery.
Yeah, I'm sorry it got so intense. It's just, we really needed to understand why Marianne did what she did.
And we still don't know.
Especially Tyler.
Oh, of course, of course. She gets that. You two didn't say anything she wasn't already thinking. She spent years blaming herself.
Well, she wasn't the only one involved. There was a lot of blame to go around.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're able to see that. It seems like your brother,
But
well,
the way I see it,
he's not
well, the way
nearly so
Alyssa sees
forgiving,
it,
is he?
is that she's the only one to blame in this
He
situation.
has been pretty harsh. Especially on Eddie. But we both got tired of people lying to us for our own good.
Yes, of course. Totally reasonable. Though, I am sorry you're the one taking all the repercussions. I heard
Jeez.
about the fight with your uncle. I really hope your brother appreciates your sacrifices.
He will. I mean, he does. I'm sorry, but I'm pretty beat.
Well, I gotta get dressed because I'm about to go out.
Of course. I'll let you rest. Tell Michael there's no need to hurry back.
Okay. Thanks for stopping by, Tom.
Thank you,
Bye
Tom.
now. Take care.
Always a pleasure, Tom.
Sorry for abandoning you out there.
Would you like my...
Pro tip? Avoid
waffles?
catching a ride with Tom
Those
at
waffles look
all
so
times.
good! Oh my god.
Did he talk about the new spicy chocolate bars?
Yep. And
I think I have
exactly
plenty
what they
different,
do to his
like,
digestion.
Pictures for... Oh! What's up with him?
What's up with him? Not sure I've ever seen him so eager to help.
I think he and Tess are legitimately concerned. Plus, door-to-door is part of campaigning, right?
I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Hey, you see my little gift right there?
Help yourself to some waffles if you want. That's Eddie's
please.
way of saying I'm worried about you.
Please eat the
Oh,
waffles.
that's cute.
Please eat the
But I had
waffles.
a ridiculously huge breakfast, so I'm good.
I'm glad you're here, Michael. Thanks for coming.
Coffee and
thanks
a
for
friendly
coming,
face is
Michael.
just what the doctor ordered, right?
I just feel like cuddling up in front of the TV all day.
Mm.
Maybe finally binge that last season of Witches of Eldom.
Then do
Never
it.
seen it.
I gotta drag my lazy ass out to have lunch with Dee. I don't know about you, but I just really need to get out of Delos Crossing.
Well, we're on our way soon, right?
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. I've just got this feeling it's gonna fall through and I'm gonna be stuck here forever.
Those look
That's
good.
not happening. We've got a plan.
I can't leave
Allison.
them there like that. I'm so
going on?
upset. Tyler and I fought.
Tyler and I had a fight last night.
I don't want to spread my
I was so
information
excited to have him
so
back, but
thinly, you know?
what if 10 years was too much and we're too different?
I don't think so.
We're not that different. We are
You just
super
need to get
similar.
to know each other again. Start with the small shit. Figure out what each other's favorite foods are, you know?
That's some of the
and then
best.
build up to the big stuff.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Getting to know someone
few
is
days
really
have been a
good
lot.
too.
And it's totally okay to be
Right?
overwhelmed. You're gonna figure it all
Even
out.
if you already know someone, you can
Families
still
are
get to
fucked
know
up.
them. There's so much
They're
about
basically
someone that
fuck-up
you don't
factories.
know that's
I
you're
just
always
need to
getting to know a
relax.
person. No matter how much you already know them.
So, maybe this will cheer you up. I think I found the perfect place. Check it out. It's pretty cool, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
Deposit's a bit high, but it's got 2 large bedrooms and a view of the channel.
Honey, you're really going to give up our home to live in this ugly box?
Oh, God.
Allison, look at me. You okay?
Am I having a panic attack?
I need to... I just need to sit down.
Yeah.
It's okay. I got you. What's going on?
Tell Michael!
God, everything?
Yeah, that's right, everything.
My anxiety's through the roof. I can't eat anything without getting sick, and...
Michael is here to help. He is a helpful little
I've been
goon,
seeing things.
little
Memories.
clown guy.
Of Marianne, and me, and Tyler when we were kids, and Eddie, and...
That was a
It used to
really
just
important decision to
This
make,
stuff
though.
I'm pretty sure really happened, but
Tell Michael the memories?
now I see them everywhere. Shouting every shitty thought I've ever had about myself. I don't know how much
You
more
need
that
therapy.
I can take.
You need therapy.
That's intense. I'm sorry, has... anything like this happened to you before?
Right after Marianne died, I had a lot of panic attacks, but nothing exactly like this.
No, I bet not.
Come here, Allie. I hear you. Okay? I hear you.
He must think I'm completely nuts.
No. I think you went through some really bad shit. You never saw anyone about it, right?
Right.
Yeah, I've looked into therapists a few times, but they're all so far away and so expensive.
Right. Well, talking to someone about it can be as good as therapy.
You know what I went through in 2011. I don't know if I'd still be here if I hadn't gotten help.
What happened in 2011?
You got that money coming in from the house.
For our apartment in Juneau. I don't want to bail on you.
Look, I know you hate letting people down, but you gotta put your own oxygen mask on first. I get that, and so does Tyler.
Thanks. I'll try. I really need to work on the house today, but Tyler's crashing out there.
Well, let's work with
I'm not
Tyler.
sure if I'm ready to face him.
If you want, I could go out there, see how he's feeling, and if he's ready to talk. What do you think?
It could work.
Yeah, maybe that could work. I hope he'll talk
Tyler
to you,
likes
though.
you. You like
He's never
Tyler.
been the best
I
at
like
opening
you.
up to new
You like
people.
me.
You sure?
Yeah, of course. I don't mind trying if it might patch things up between you two.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
great.
I'm gonna be late for my lunch with Dee.
Wait, do I get to play as... Okay, it's going. For some reason, it wasn't going before. I think... Okay, whatever. I'm just gonna have to splice it together. Just give me a single second. I don't think she said this last time.
Now I see them everywhere.
Okay, never mind. Never mind.
Shouting
never mind, never mind.
every
I feel
for
like
our
they're
apartment
saying
in Juneau.
the same thing.
I don't want to
but they're-
bail on you.
but I feel like they're not saying what I remember them saying. It was
Look,
like, what, 5
I
minutes
know
ago?
you hate letting people down, but you gotta put your own oxygen
He
mask
said
on
that.
first.
Right, I remember him saying that.
I get that, and so does Tyler.
Thanks.
Here.
I'll try.
I feel like they're saying
I really need to
similar
work on the
things.
house today, but Tyler's crashing out there.
She definitely said that.
Not sure if I'm ready to face him.
She said that too.
If you want, I could go out
Okay,
there,
I feel
see how
like
he's
it's-
feeling, and if he's ready to talk. What do you think?
Could work.
Yeah, maybe that could work. I hope he'll talk to you, though. He's never been the best at opening up to new people.
All right.
You sure?
Yeah, of course. I don't mind trying if it might patch things up between you two.
Oh shit, I'm gonna be late for my lunch with Dee.
All right.
I
And
still
I'm
need to
pretty
change
sure
and
this is
stuff, but
where
I
I
can drop you off at the store
thought
if you want.
My
Sure,
thing
thanks.
was
No,
unplugged.
Michael, thank you for listening. I mean it.
Michael's such a great listener. Do I get to play as Michael now? Also, I had to start all the way back in the basement. You remember that. You just saw it. But now, hopefully... Yeah. Police department. I'm looking for Eddie. You know what I mean? So, what was our next piece of evidence, Sam?
Hi, Dee.
Hey, beautiful. You okay? Because, girl, you look like shit.
What
are you talking about?
haven't been sleeping well. But here I am. That's how much I love you, right?
How
Aw.
much I love you.
Well, I appreciate us having a girls' lunch anyway.
Yeah.
Just give me 5 minutes so I can finish off this paperwork.
Oh,
Okay.
no rush. I need to drop off some stuff with Eddie.
Oh yeah, it was your birthday like yesterday.
Help yourself to some cobbler. Mrs. Romero sent it over after I caught her flasher. It's in the break room. You better hurry before Greg's kills it off.
Mrs. Romero's cobbler?
No, 2 days ago.
I'm on it.
I'll meet you in there when I'm done with this.
Wait, where?
Morning.
Hola, Miss Ronan.
Hey, Gregs.
Hey, Allison. What brings you here today?
Just needed to drop off some paperwork with Eddie.
The Chief's busy right now, but you could leave him in his mail slot.
Where's his mail slot?
Ooh, these look like wild berries. Mrs. Romero must have frozen them over the summer.
Ooh.
Oh, yes, she takes her cooking seriously. Very seriously.
Oh no!
God, I hope no one got hurt.
Oh no. Mail slot? I love how I'm just walking through this precinct. You know, I own this precinct. Is that what this is called? A precinct? I feel like I'm being stupid.
What are you working on?
Chief pulled over a truck for speeding this morning and found some illegal game in the back.
Oh.
I'm registering the ticket.
They never learn, do they?
Nope.
Nope, criminals will be criminals, won't they?
Try not to hang out upstairs too long.
Okay.
Chief's orders. Sorry.
Oh, this is his mail slot.
Sounds like Eddie's busy. I shouldn't bother him. I should probably drop the paperwork here. Eddie's gonna be busy for a while.
That's cool, having your own little paperwork mailbox. That's some high. That's
I
some.
wonder
that's
how
some high
Uncle's
boss
feeling
stuff
about
right
me
there.
moving away. We haven't really talked about it. Okay, how did you not immediately scarf this down?
You kidding? This is my third helping.
Oh god, that looks good. I want some.
I'm so sorry to keep you waiting, Allie, but I really need to finish this before I can break.
No worries, I'm not in a rush. By the way, we need to eat at the diner. I kinda called in sick, so Tessa's is out.
Can I put this gift somewhere? Wait for D in the bake room.
Hey, Gregs.
Going around in circles?
Yes!
Nothing really, just waiting for D.
Then pull up a chair.
Yeah, how about I do that then? I can take myself a serving? Yes.
Dessert for lunch. Pretty cool, right?
Absolutely.
Pretty cool, yeah.
I've always had a sweet tooth. Got it from my mom. She baked darn near every day. You just...
Hey, Gregs.
Vacation plans?
Got any big vacation plans coming up?
We'll probably go up to Anchorage for Thanksgiving. Linda's sister lives up that way. But I'm also secretly planning a family trip to New York City for New Year's. Been saving for 2 years, and I got it all arranged under a fake email.
That's really cool. I'd love to go there someday.
It's probably our last big trip before Lauren's off to college, so I wanted to make it count.
I'm sure everyone will have a great time. Hey, Gregs.
Hold up.
So, what's the criminal underbelly of Delos Crossing been up to lately?
Poachers, vandalism, a few memorable cases of public
Like some
indecency.
ASMR? Would
Nothing
you have
too
rather I
serious,
eat that from
which
the
is
mic?
fine by me. Boring is good. Not like Juneau. My daughter's always begging to move there, but that is not happening.
Why? Juneau's awesome. There's like actual things to do there.
Drugs, that's why. Property crime's double the national average.
I wasn't
People
listening
coming
to
all
you,
the time
actually.
from
I'm so
God
sorry.
knows where.
Oh, I didn't know that. What are you having?
Trout pie and black radish.
So many fish
I'm on a
recipes.
diet.
A cobbler diet?
Hey,
Yeah.
shh, shh, shh. I won't tell if you won't.
I'm
You
telling
haven't had a three-pointer coffee break in a while.
You remember how that one shot of yours went wild and smashed the picture of old Chief Burke?
Oh, no.
Yep. Couldn't show my face around here for a week.
Well, I'll let you in on a secret.
Was it
Most
Greg's?
people hated Burke anyway. Your dad's a far better chief than he ever was.
Is Eddie my dad? I guess he raised
What
me
are they talking about?
for 10 years.
They're talking about none of your business, young lady.
Wow, okay, Greg's.
What you reading?
Oh, about that dock strike and the trouble these folks are causing for everyone else. Ugh. Hate
I got
strikes.
this plate, but I
What
haven't
is this,
ate anything.
Paris, France? Come on.
It's the only way most people have to get
Eat.
anyone to listen.
I never ate my pie.
Hey, sorry I kept you waiting.
Hey,
No worries.
I didn't
You'll
eat
never believe
anything.
it. We caught the mailbox bandit.
You did?
Guess who it was?
Wait, what?
Wait, huh?
You know, the perp who's been going around stealing people's mail and dumping their packages into the snow. Anyway, Dr. Torres caught him. She's got him locked in a cage in the back of her SUV.
Oh, heck
Wait,
yeah.
she's got him where now?
It's a raccoon. Delos Crossing's most wanted turned out to be some trash panda stowaway.
You have pictures.
And this is how legends begin.
Anyway, hun, I'm so sorry to bail, but I gotta run this little guy to animal control now.
Okay.
Probably best I take a rain check.
Why was he going through the mail?
It's okay. Totally, I understand. Duty calls.
Thanks.
Oh, I brought you a little something to make up for missing your birthday.
It's a box.
It's not much, but
You're kidding. I
It's
love it. Did you make
intricately-
this?
It's an intricately carved.
How did I
wolf.
get so lucky? Delos Crossing's not gonna be the same without you, girl.
That day's coming up.
come on.
Right, I'll call you
This
later.
is kind of awkward.
And try to get some sleep, all right?
See ya.
Hey, Greg's. Like how you
Well,
left.
there go my lunch plans.
I like how
Hey,
you
your
left while we
brother
talked.
didn't tag along today?
No,
He didn't really want to show his face around here after the mess he made yesterday, huh?
Sorry about that.
yeah, I'm sorry about that. It got kind of out of hand.
Don't worry. We know it wasn't your idea, but look, we're all worried about you.
Oh, they're just
This
trying to
isn't
be
the
like.
Allison we know.
The Allison you know?
Yeah, the sweet, smart girl who'd never hurt anyone on purpose. I know you two and the chief made peace, but I gotta say, it ate him all day.
We did what we had to.
We did what we had to get what we needed.
All right, I just want you to be careful. I've been doing this for a long time. And people, they mostly don't change. Even when we really want them to.
Are you talking about Tyler?
Look, I'm really tired. Can we not do this?
Allison, I like you. I really do. I've known you since you were a kid. You're honest, stable. You're not a troublemaker. But Tyler, I mean, if he goes down, don't let him take you with him, okay?
I can't do this.
Oh, you okay?
Please just let me go. I need air. I need some air.
She's feeling guilty because she's getting all this praise for being an innocent person. While Tyler's getting all the blame, she feels like she's responsible for Tyler and everyone else.
Ty, are you there? Tyler? Answer me, please. Fuck. Why is he ghosting me? God. I can't breathe. Please stop. Okay. I've been here before. This will pass.
Kind of like a car. I'm not good at driving.
Just a little longer.
I need to do this correctly.
Just keep going.
What if your breathing is like...
In and out.
Your phone has some weird apps. What is my phone?
Slowing down. Hold on.
This is nice.
You're getting there, Allison. You're getting there.
I wonder how close you have to be inside the circle.
What's happening?
Are you okay?
Oh, now you gotta show up!
Are you fibbing? I'm scared. I don't know what these people are gonna be like. Or when I'm gonna see you again.
We can still undo it. We can tell them what really happened.
No way. It's done.
Do you think they wouldn't take Allison away
You're gonna
then?
be there to talk on the voice if I need you, right?
Of course. It'll almost be like we're still together.
It's time to get going now. Come on.
Wait, Chief. Just a sec.
Sam?
Hey, kids. I went back to the house and got a few things for you. I know how much he's meant to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
Oh, kids, this is just goodbye till next time, okay?
Allison? What are you doing out here? It's freezing.
I just needed some air.
What happened? What's wrong, little moose?
But yeah, Eddie raised
I had
her.
a panic attack.
No, yeah, absolutely.
It's gonna be okay. Let's get you inside and warmed up. Then we can talk about what happened.
I don't think I've ever had a panic attack before. Not saying, oh, I'm better than the rest of you. Filth. No. One sec. Okay, I'm back. So what did I come to Eddie for?
I'm sorry. This morning has just been so... God, I'm embarrassed.
Don't be. You haven't had an attack in a while. What's going on?
I've just been so wrong. About everything.
Did Tyler say something to make you feel that way?
No. It wasn't him. It was me. I failed him. Over and over.
See, that's what she is making herself believe.
From here, it looks like you've been busting your ass to help him.
She has been.
You don't understand.
Allie, you've got so much weight on your shoulders. With Tyler coming back, and your big move, you know, maybe it's time to ease off some of this other stuff that's clearly stressing you out.
If you mean Marianne, I can't. I owe it to Tyler to see it through.
You don't owe
Do
Tyler.
you? I don't know why you've always blamed yourself for that. It wasn't your fault.
Not true.
That's not true, Uncle. I was there.
You were 11 years old. There was nothing you could do.
But there was something that she did.
You can't go on letting it haunt your every waking moment.
I thought I was about to reveal to him, I killed her.
Look, you're not your mother, okay?
What do you mean?
I mean, something happened to her. Something bad. I don't know what it was, but it never left her. You can't make that same mistake. You've got to tell those ghosts to move on.
Uncle. It was me. I was the one who had the scissors.
What? What are you saying?
Was that the right option?
She was threatening Tyler.
She's had to live with this her
So
entire
I
life.
stabbed her. I killed her.
She's had to live with this guilt her entire
I
life.
killed my mother.
And she needs to tell someone about it. Only Tyler knows.
But Tyler confessed. He went to Fireweed.
We lied. We lied to everyone.
Okay, this is getting a little out of control. The music's cute. Okay.
No.
I hope what I'm doing is the right option. I'm going for her mental health. This is not going to be easy on Eddie.
How? How could you let him take the blame?
It was a mistake. I know. But we were in shock. Tyler wanted to take the blame. And I let him. But we should have told the truth.
Must have really hurt. Keeping that inside all these years.
Yeah.
They pretty much just bottled it up.
What I did was the right option.
And now
I'm gonna
it's all
stand
I
with
can
it.
think about.
He's not gonna pull a gun on me and just kill me.
Everywhere I look.
It's like I should have done this
She's
before.
there.
Ah,
I can't take it anymore.
It's not easy to admit something like that. takes a lot of courage, Allison. I should have seen it. I'm so sorry. None of this was fair to you two.
Wow, her eyes are actually really red. Usually they don't go for that. Sorry. Usually they don't go for that much detail.
How are you feeling now? Any better?
Relieved, actually. And really tired.
I came here for D, right? And I ended up revealing this.
I was remembering something earlier. I don't know if it even really happened. The day Tyler left for Fireweed, did Sam come by with some of our stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. He did.
How close was he to Marianne?
How close were he and Marianne?
I don't know exactly. But he cared about her a lot.
He still does.
Her death really shook him up.
Yeah, I bet.
He was over at our house a lot. Fixing things, chasing off animals. I know you didn't turn up anything about who our biological father was. But did you ever think it might have been Sam?
Ooh. Well, your mom and him were close, so that's a possibility, but I never found any proof, no.
I should go talk to him.
Okay.
Are you sure that's a good idea? You need to get some rest.
I have to do this. And not just for Tyler. For me, too. I love you, Uncle. Thank you for everything. I'll call you later.
So she calls him Uncle. But, like, the other people call him her dad. Interesting. Delos Marine. Is Delos a real place? Like, are these real places? Delos Crossing. I think that's what it's called.
Okay.
Food ASMR.
You can do this.
Alright. That's going to be all for this episode. I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm thinking. Should I? Yeah, I'm going to do something a little bit different and read all the stories right now. But this is the official ending, right? Stay if you want to read the stories with me. If you don't want to, then this will be it. This is the ending for you. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you're new here. Make sure to ring the notification bell to be notified of new upcoming videos. It helps a lot. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. And now for this group, for the group that decided to stay, let's read the stories. All right, we ready, group? The frog earns the right to speak. Once upon a time, in an ancient deep forest, there lived a big frog in a small pond. She was a peaceful creature who spent most of her time eating, swimming, and sleeping. From the morning to the evening, she did everything the smaller frogs did, except she did it bigger. She ate more, she jumped farther, she was smarter, and she made much more noise. Everybody in the forest could hear her loud croaking, and everybody was happy that they could. You see, it was easy to get lost in the forest, but thanks to the frog's loud noises, you could just as easily find your way back to her pond. Maybe it would not have been the same if Big if the big frog had kept singing during the night. She was much too lazy of an animal to stay active after dark. One day, an unknown visitor came to the forest for the first time. It was a young woman dressed in a beautiful gown. She was walking fast through the woods as if she was running away, and she never looked back. Many eyes spied the princess pass by, but no one dared to help her, for the mad hunter was on her trail. This was not our business, they said. We had better look away. For the mad hunter was an unyielding man who loved nothing but hunting down prey for money and glory. Nothing could escape his piercing eye for long. So the princess walked alone without help until she was hopelessly lost in the big forest. Exhausted, she pressed on with no idea of where she was headed. As the hunter drew ever closer, dogged in his pursuit, she continued the way until she heard a heavy croaking far off to her left, so clear and loud that the princess immediately made for the source of the noise. A few minutes later, she reached the big frog in the small pond. The frog looked at her with a gentle smile. "Help me, please," said the princess. "I need a place to rest and hide." "Ribbit?" answered the frog, and the princess frowned. "Please stop making noise. The mad hunter is after me." "Ribbit?" said the frog, so loud that the princess had to cover her ears. The creature began to jump every which way. "What are you doing?" asked the princess. "Stop all this noise, or he'll find us." The frog kept croaking and jumping around her, left and right, up and down, ribbit, ribbit, jumping around her, until the princess understood the meaning of all this fuss. Cautiously, the woman climbed on the back of the big animal, and then, with a leap, the frog set off away from the pond. The frog jumped so high and far that even the hunter could not find where the princess had gone. With a few jumps, the princess was out of the piercing eye. A few jumps more, and she vanished for good. The princess closed her eyes and let her clever mount carry her wherever the creature pleased. Less than an hour later, the big frog had reached the other side of the ancient forest near the shores of the very deep lake. There she landed without a noise in front of the big wooden house that would be abandoned. "Thank you," said the princess, covering the animal's snout with kisses. "I only wish you could speak, so I would have understood what you were trying to do sooner." As she pronounced these words, something incredible happened. The big frog was suddenly able to speak. Their first words startled the princess. "The mad hunter is always at my heels. Now you're safe. I have had my revenge. You can stay in this house. It has been abandoned for a long time. No one will look for you here." And then, without looking back, the big frog jumped back into the pond. This is how the big frog saved the princess, and how she earned the right to speak. Next story. Oh, these are so interesting, so cool. It's going to take probably like 30 minutes to read them all. That's why I've never done it before until now. Once upon a time in the ancient and deep forest, the old bear stood on the bank of the river, swiping at salmon on their way to the spawning grounds. Just as he got a paw on a particularly fat one, he heard a woman shouting for help. He considered simply catching his salmon and then eating his salmon. But then she screamed again, and he lumbered over to investigate. After a short walk, he found the princess clinging to the top of the tree while a wolf snarled and snapped at the base of the tree. I'm sorry if you were listening to that as ASMR. Old Bear would normally not get in the middle of such a situation. After all, as a fellow predator, understood the wolf's need to hunt. But when he saw the princess, he was struck by her beauty, and he knew he had to help. The great roar, the bear heaved onto his hind legs, rising to his full height. The wolf snapped and snarled in his direction, but the bear roared again. The wolf took off to the tree, his tail between his legs. The old bear fell back down onto all fours and stared up at the princess. She regarded him fearfully. "You can come down," he said. "How do I know you didn't save me just so you could eat me yourself?" asked the princess. "I suppose it's a fair question," admitted the old bear, "but I promise you, I won't eat you." The princess had no reason to trust the old bear, except that he had kind eyes, and so slowly made her way down the tree. When she reached the ground, the bear only watched her, and so she promised she was not going to be eaten today. And so she supposed she was not going to be eaten today. "Thank you," she said to the old bear. "Of course," he said. "Can I walk you back home?" "Of course," said the princess. So the princess and the old bear walked together through the forest, back to the big wooden house. After that day, the princess would occasionally find gifts from the bear. Fresh caught salmon, a handful of riper berries, a new bloomed bluebell. One spring, when a sudden thaw flooded the path out of the princess' home, the old bear was there, and she rode his back across the river. The old bear began to think about that the princess should be his mate. After all, she had no mate, and she needed one. He could keep her warm and provided her much more suitable den, and catch fish for her, protect her from wolves. She in turn would brush out his fur and pick berries without sprucing half of them, and scratch that one part of his back he couldn't reach. And with how she took care of the goblins, she would be an excellent mother for his cubs. One day the old bear came with a ring of spruce and asked the princess to be his bride. "I'm sorry," said the princess. "You are a very good friend, and I appreciate all you've done for me. I cannot marry you. You're a bear, I'm a princess. It would never work. It would never work." The old bear was crushed. "Can we still be friends?" he asked. "We will always be friends," said the princess, "but I will never marry you." The old bear and the princess carried on their friendship, and after 1 year he tried again to ask her to be his bride. Once again she refused. This happened 1 year later, and 1 year after that, and then finally the princess said, "Old bear, you are my dear friend, and I appreciate all you've done for me, but I would sooner you have left me to the wolves than marry you. That's how it's always been. I would rather die than marry you. I have my hands full with 2 goblins who live under my house. They are all I need." That would be the old bear. That wounded the old bear deeply, but it was finally enough to stop his proposal. They remained friends, and he continued to give her gifts of fresh salmon and ripe berries and newly bloomed bluebells. But the old bear never asked the princess to be his bride, much as he might want of to. That's how the princess befriended the old bear and showed him, and how she refused him. Next chapter. Once upon a time, in an ancient and deep forest, there lived a wise princess in a big wooden house. One night, a particularly violent storm shook the house. It shook the shingles on the roof and the planks in the walls, even shook the beams on which the house stood, blowing the whole thing near to the ground. The princess hid in the closet, fearing the house would come down on her as she slept. In the morning, the house was still standing, but was badly damaged. The storm had blown shingles off the roof and planks off the walls, and even bent upon a post upon which the house stood. The first 2 things she could fix, but the last concerned her. "What will I do?" despaired the wise princess, for though she knew many things, she did not know how to fix a big wooden house. Just then, the old bear came by to see if the princess had any trouble with the storm. When he found her nailing planks back in place, he said, "Stop, princess, let me do that for you." "I'm happy to do it," said the princess, "but if you want to help with the roof, you may." When the pair were done with the roof and the walls, they examined bent support post. "I could throw my body against it," said the old bear. "I am very large." He stretched up onto his hind legs, being sure the princess could appreciate how large he was. Then charged straight at the post. He threw his body against it with an impressive thud. The impact moved the post, but too far, and it ended up bent the other direction. Is this still recording? The wise princess decided more precision was needed. She thought then the very old beaver who kept an excellent crafted dam. Perhaps she could help. She went looking for the very old beaver and found the industrious animal hard at work, slapping down mud on the part of her dam that has been blown apart by the storm. But the structure was unharmed because the beaver was very good at building things. The princess knew she had come to the right place. "Beaver," she said, "my house was damaged in the storm. Would you help me fix it?" "I believe I could do that, yes." With the very old beaver, she paused at fixing her own den to follow the princess. The very old beaver examined the big wooden house and nodded. "It would be easy to fix," she said, and she set righting the post with loud slaps of her tail. ASMR. When she was done, the wise princess stroked the beaver's head. "Thank you, beaver," she said. "The wind blew the shingles off the roof and planks off the walls, and even bent this post. Now, thanks to you, I still have a home." "Think nothing of it," said the very old beaver, who returned to work on her own den once again. That winter, the very old beaver grew ill, very ill. She was not able to fix her den nor to gather food. When the princess found out, she set about delivering meals to the beaver. She brought stews and corn and beef and baskets full of bark and twigs from the beaver's favorite aspen. One day the wise princess noticed that the beaver's den began to fall apart. She set about fixing it, and though she was not talented as the very old beaver, the fix kept the creature warm and dry. "Thank you," said the old beaver. "Of course," said the princess. "You helped me when the storm blew my house near the ground. Thanks to you, I still have a home. I'm happy to do the same." The princess continued to nurse the old beaver until the day she came to the dam, and the forest was still. No birds sang, no branches rustled, no small things skittered within the underbrush. "Oh," said the princess, staring sadly at the dam, for she knew the old beaver had passed on. "Goodbye, my friend." And that is how the old beaver saved the big wooden house, and how the wise princess paid her kindness. Okay, we've already read this story. The Ice Cave. The Goblins and the Ice Cave. Once upon a time, in a deep and ancient forest, the crafty... Well, I have to say it. Next chapter. I am blasted. Man, this is going to take an hour. Just skip to wherever story you want to. I'll be reading every story, except for the story previews, because I already read that. Like the first episode. Once upon a time in a deep and ancient forest... No, second episode. Crafty goblins were playing near the glacier when they discovered a hole in the ice. They crept through the gradually widening passage and found themselves inside a spacious ice cave. Light spilled down the undulating white walls, in a way that made them look like electric waterfalls. A column made of hundreds of icicles stood in the center. This was the time before the goblins had settled beneath the old wooden house, and they had nowhere to live. "Perhaps we could live here," they said excitedly. Moments later, the sound of stomping feet interrupted their play, and they realized that perhaps someone already lived there. They hid behind a boulder to wait and see who was coming. The old bear sauntered to the cave, shaking powdery. That one. Snow from his coat. He let out a giant yawn and lay down in the corner of the pile of the tree boughs, snoring within seconds. When they were sure he was deep asleep, the goblins conspired to claim the cave for themselves by throwing rocks at it. They chipped away at the glacier until they had filled a basket full of ice, then hid once more behind the boulder, started tossing chunks of it at the sleeping bear. Now, Old Bear was not the smartest creature in the forest, so when he woke up covered in ice, he roared, "My cave is collapsing." Then he lumbered to his feet and ran outside before the whole thing could come down on top of him. The goblins crept out after him and did a loop before coming back to find him sitting outside. "What happened?" they asked. "My cave, it's collapsing," bemoaned the old bear. "And it's time for me to hibernate." Oh, but I like the other... Okay. No. Where will I stay for the winter? It had not occurred to the goblins that the old bear had settled in for the winter. They felt a little bad, but they did not want the old bear to know what they had done, so instead they offered to help him find a new den together. They inspected cavernous stones of hollowed trees and deeply pocketed knolls. Nothing they found was as beautiful as the ice cave. The old bear settled on a packed Carthen hollow that would keep him warm and dry for the long sleep. "Good night," he yawned, and the goblins gleefully returned to their new home. In spring, the old bear woke and went for a nice long walk and stretched his legs. His path took him right up to his old cave, where he heard a curious sound of laughter. Making his way inside, he was surprised to find his cave was intact. The goblins were inside playing a game. "Just as he growled the old bear, the goblins stopped playing and looked ashamed. "We're sorry, old bear," said the goblins. "We had nowhere to live, and it's so beautiful. We didn't realize you were about to hibernate, and then we couldn't bear to tell you what we'd done. The old bear was angry at the trick, but the young goblins looked appropriately ashamed, so he said, "Come with me." He led the crafty goblins to the hollow in which he hibernated for the winter. "You two can have this spot." One sec. He led the crafty goblins into the hollow which he had hibernated for the winter. He said, "And look, someone had built a big wooden house right on top of it. No one lives there now," said the old bear, "but one day, maybe someone will." The earthen hollow was not as beautiful as the ice cave, but it kept the goblins warm and dry, and they were excited that someday they might have someone living overhead, someone who baked cakes and tolerated their mischief. That's the story of how the crafty goblins tried to steal the cave of the old bear, and how they got their own instead. Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I just had to do something. The princess... Okay. Next chapter. The Princess and the Two Thieves. Once upon a time, in an ancient and deep forest, there lived a wise princess in a big wooden house. The house was built far from the strong wood of the forest, and it kept the princess warm and safe. The princess was not a native of the forest, but she never spoke about where she had come from, for it made her cry. She did not have many friends, and that was how she liked it. The forest was big and deep, and many paths led to her house. But not many visitors passed by. The princess was happy to be left alone in a big house in the deep forest. She knew that the forest would provide for her, and its generosity, and it had to be respected, so she only took what she needed. And for a long time, life was just fine for the princess in a big wooden house. One winter day, when snow blanketed the earth, ice bent the trees low, the wise princess realized the food was disappearing from her house. It was not much at first, only a few fruits and nuts and eggs vanishing during the nights. She went outside to look for traces of snow and noises in the wind, but there was no... Hold up, no. I skipped something. Maybe it's the birds, she said, or the mice. And for a time, the princess was okay with losing some food, for the winter was long and little creatures needed to eat too. But then small items started to disappear as well, spoons and plates, forks and knives and blankets. As if every time she was in one part of the house, something disappeared in another room. "That can't be the birds or mice," said the princess. "I think I have a thief." So she went outside to look for traces in the snow and noises in the wind, but there was nothing to be found, nor to be heard. "Strange," said the princess. "Maybe the thief is hiding inside my house." For many days she hunted, looking behind the curtains, under the bed, in the attic, in the chimney, behind the poles, and under the carpets, but she found nothing. As she searched, food kept on disappearing night after night. I will make a cake," frowned the princess. "A big cake with every egg and fruit and nut I still have, so that I only have one thing to keep my eye on." She spent a whole day making the cake and using everything she had left. The cake she made was so big she could hardly carry it. "If I manage to protect the cake, I'll be able to survive the long winter," she said. So she added a lock to the oven. She kept the big cake safe inside. But the next morning, the lock had been opened and the cake had disappeared. The first princess cried because the cake was the last of her food until the snow melted. But then she noticed 2 trails of tiny feet in the spilled flour. She followed the tracks to a hidden hatch in the floorboard. That's how the princess realized the 2 tiny thieves were living under the wooden house right below her feet. The princess makes new friends. Once upon a time, in an ancient and deep forest, there lived a wise princess in a big wooden house. She had been living alone just fine for a very long time, until the day she noticed food and small items were disappearing from her house. The thieves went on until the day her last cake, which had been the last of her eggs, the last of her fruit, and the last of her nuts, the last of her flour. That last cake was stolen too, and all she found at the scene of the crime were 2 trails of tiny feet that spilled flour, leading to a hidden hatch in the floorboards. The princess did not try to open the hatch, nor did she try to break it. She was too tired and too hungry. All she could do was cry in silence, alone in the big wooden house hidden in the ancient and deep forest. She cried for a long time until evening arrived, and then she cried some more. Suddenly a tiny voice came from under the house. What is that noise? What is that noise? What is that noise you make? It asked. We did not like it, not one bit. I'm crying because you two are mean to me. Whoever you are, you stole all the food I had, and I will starve before the end of this long and cold winter. The hatch opened just a peep, revealing two frowny faces peering out from the darkness of their hideout. But we are hungry too, said the second creature. We have been hiding in this cave for a long time now, and now the winter is upon us, and we need food. The princess dried her eyes and smiled at the two goblins. If we were friends, we could share the cake you stole from me. The two thieves spat and smirked. A friend? What is that? The princess frowned, for she realized that the two tiny thieves were as lonely as she was. A friend is someone you love and care for, someone you would never hurt. We never hurt each other, and we don't care for each and we care for each other. We don't care for each other. We hate each other. Said the goblins at the same time. Does that mean we are friends? Yes, that's exactly it. And if we were friends, you would not hurt us? Of course not. Friends trust each other. The goblins shook their little heads. We trust no one, and no one trusts us. Their words made the princess cry again, for now she understood that the two creatures were not only as lonely as she was here in this big wooden house, they had been lonely since they were born. You're making that noise again, frowned the goblins. Please stop that, for it makes us feel unhappy. Are you a witch? Is this some sort of magic? It makes you unhappy because we are friends, said the princess. We don't know you, and you're not like us. Sometimes friendship comes right away, even between people who are very different. Does it mean we cannot steal from you anymore? Yes, but that's what we do. We are crafty goblins who live under your house. Well, then maybe you could arrange something. Is that what friends do? Yes, I believe they do. This is how the princess met the crafty goblins, and how they became friends. The Bear's Big Paws. Oh, next chapter. Oh, it says OA. Ollie and Alyssa. How far back do they say that? All the way up to the ice cave. Coolio. Once upon a time in a deep and ancient forest, the old bear was out looking for a snack when he spied a bee's nest in a hole high up on a tree. The tree was dry and brittle, but the old bear was hungry, so he made his way to the nest. But when he got he found his giant paw couldn't fit into the hole. Determined, he tried to force it inside, but the effort caused the branch below him to snap. The old bear tumbled to the ground and landed with a painful oomph. He lay there, stunned from the fall, which all of a sudden something bit him. The bite was followed by another and another and another. Carpenter ants were swarming up his legs. You see, they had been nesting in the branch, and they did not appreciate being forced from their home. The old bear howled and jumped to his feet, dancing around as he swatted and slapped, but his big paws couldn't do much about the tiny ants. What are these? I've never seen that before. Sorry if I'm just ruining the moment by talking. I've never had cutout papers like that. Is that? No. It's the only... When he had finally managed to squish and scare them all off, the old bear heard someone laughing. The crafty goblins had seen the whole thing. Clumsy old bear, they teased. Those big old paws aren't good at anything, are they? Then they sped off, leaving old bear's pride hurting just as bad as his body. He lumbered through the forest, hungry and sad. Maybe I'm just a clumsy old bear, he moaned, and my big old paws aren't good at anything. At that moment, the old bear heard a sad, sad noise. What's that, he wondered, and he followed the sound of the mountain goats to the top of the hillside. Old bear, she cried. I'm not going to do that. Old bear, please help, my kid is stuck. Sure enough, the tiny mountain goat was trapped inside the stone, What did I say? Bleeding? Sadly, bleeding. The old bear began to walk towards them and then stopped. I'm probably just going to make it worse, he thought, but then the goat kid started to bleat even louder. The old bear put away his fear. He climbed up to where the goat was trapped, careful of where he stepped and trying not to think of how he only fallen out of a tree. Only just fallen out of a tree. Every now and then the ground would slide away from under his feet, but he kept going. When he reached the goat kid, he put his mighty paws against one of the boulders and began to push. At first it didn't budge, but he dug in and pushed even harder. Finally the boulders parted just wide enough to let the kid scramble to safety. The old bear released the boulder and let out a roar of triumph. Thank you, gushed the mama goat, and she and her kid bounded up the mountain. The old bear watched them go with a smile, and then made his way back down the hillside, wiggling his rump in triumph as he went. To his surprise, the crafty goblins waited at the bottom of the hill. "We saw the whole thing," they said. "We were wrong. You aren't just a clumsy old bear, and your paws are good at it for helping others." The old bear forgave the goblins for doubting him, because he had doubted himself just as much. He never again thought his paws weren't good at anything, even though sometimes they weren't always great at everything. That was how the big old bear proved that his heart was bigger than his paws. The Moon Hag. Ooh. That's cool looking. Okay. Next chapter. Once upon a time, in a deep and cold lake in the ancient forest, there lived an old seal who was a powerful witch in disguise. She was mean and cruel. She liked nothing more than to swim in the deepest part of the lake, where the light was dim under the ice, admiring the corpses of many victims she'd tricked into the water over the years. She was so hateful that only the cold water of the lake could keep her cool. Her most prized possession was a tin mirror sold by the secret keeper. She kept it in a chest at the bottom of the lake. It was no ordinary mirror. If you looked in it, you would see a reflection of who you truly desired to be. For 1 hour, the mirror granted you the power to appear as that person. Oh, is that Tyler right there? Is this one Tyler? It's cute. Whenever a boat or an unwise traveler approached the edge of the lake, the old witch used a mirror to appear as a beautiful woman she always wished to be. And with this disguise, she lured the unfortunate sailor or wanderer into the deep and cold water. There, the old seal forced the victim to become her servant, and when she was done with them, they joined the collection of the corpses in the deepest part of the lake. Whoa, are those corpses? Right there. One day, when the old seal swam down to her den under the lake, she discovered that someone had stolen her mirror. The chest where she kept her most prized possession had been forced open, and now it was empty. Who would have committed such a crime? Who dared to deprive her of her only treasure? The old seal went mad, and her anger heated the water of the lake around her. For a time, everyone was happy with the temperature change, for the weather suddenly became sweeter and the air warmer. But after a few weeks, things started to get ugly. First, the fish began to die off, for they could not live in the hot water. Then the glacier began to melt, and the water of the lake rose and spilled out, flooding the forest and the meadows. Finally, the weather grew so hot that even the Ice King himself has awakened from his long sleep and decided to see what's going on. In the deepest part of the lake, he found the mad witch steaming among the corpses of her victims, so angry that the lake was about to boil. It only took a few minutes for the Ice King to understand what had happened and demand that the thieves present themselves before him. These had no choice but to appear, for no one dared to disobey the Ice King. Crafty goblins presented themselves, mirror in hand. "Why did you steal the mirror?" asked the king. "We were curious. We just wanted to see what we really want it to be," apologized the goblins. "The stupid thing is broken. We look like the same." "It does not mean it didn't work," smiled the Ice King. "Now apologize and give the mirror to me, for it is too powerful to be used by thieves or a mean old hag. The goblin apologized and gave the mirror to the Ice King. The old seal was still angry. "What about me?" she asked. "I have been deprived of my treasure, and I demand compensation." The Ice King frowned as he spoke again. "Old hag, you are mean and cruel, but I can see you have been wronged. For now, you'll be allowed to leave the lake and walk the earth as a hag you really are. But only when the moon is full. And you, goblins, had better stay away from the lake, for I won't protect you from the moon hag's wrath. This is how the 2 goblins forced the moon hag to change her name. Ooh. The moon hag loses her name. The next episode is the Mad Hunter. The goblins trick the Mad Hunter. And I've already read that one. So I'm actually going to leave the rest of these for the next episode, because I'm already gone for too long. So if you enjoyed this episode, this is the second group. If you are still here after this reading lesson, next episode I will be finishing off every one of these stories. All of them. Ooh, he gets his hand back. What? Okay, it's gonna be so cool. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment down below, and so subscribe if you're new here. Make sure to ring the notification bell to be notified when upcoming videos. It helps a lot. And yeah, I will see you guys next episode. Love you guys. Bye.